When top faculty and students get together and they're partnered up with resources at a state-of-the-art facility, that's what you get with Birck. I had the privilege of being part of the Birck Center during my stay at Purdue as one of the youngest undergraduate student researchers in the center. I worked under the tutelage of many Purdue faculty, including my honors PI, Dr. Vikas Tomar from Aeronautical Engineering, and through all of these experiences, Birck has had a huge impact in my career. During my time at Birck, there was really three aspects to my experience. The first, obviously, is the research. So I worked primarily out of the biosafety level 2 labs, as well as conducting a little bit of work in the clean rooms. The majority of my work was collaborations. I worked with various faculty and students from across disciplines, engineering and sciences. And in total, we worked on multiple projects, some encompassing work with only faculty in this area, some with centers in the US and even abroad. Some of those projects include studying interfacial interactions on deformation mechanisms in biomaterial interfaces. Another was a collaboration with the Walter Reed Medical Center, designing a novel stent material to treat aneurysms. And we even had a project that I led where I was studying the cell substrate and cell surface interactions and relating them to cell stiffness, and really using a novel technology developed by Dr. Tomar called nanomechanical Raman spectroscopy to do the analysis. The second aspect to my Birck experience was community service. Through the Nanotechnology Student Advisory Council, I participated in an activity known as Nano Days. Nano Days is a nationwide community service project that brings students K through 12 to Discovery Park, to the Birck Center in particular, to learn about nanoscale science through demonstrations, workshops, and talks. This project in particular, I had a pivotal role. I played as a strategic planning committee member. I worked during my years at bringing over 2,000 kids in the local K through 12 area to Birck, to the Discovery Park area to learn about nanoscale science. We had over 300 student volunteers, and really it was a great way to get involved with the community and to introduce a little bit of an aspect to Birck that many did not already participate or even know about. The third part to my Birck experience was global impact. Through different initiatives through the center, I got to participate on projects that took me around the world. One in particular was being the student ambassador as one of 3 to a project in Colombia. So a cohort of Purdue faculty and 3 students traveled to Colombia to engage in collaborations and strategic partnerships in the field of nanotechnology. This was a great opportunity to represent student research as a US student, but also be able to understand a little bit more of what kind of research goes on in other parts of the world. And that collaboration and partnership is continued to be fostered through years to come. I want to thank everybody at Birck that made my time so wonderful. I want to thank and celebrate this 10-year anniversary. It's a really exciting time. I hope to continue to keep tabs on Birck's continued success and future. This is an amazing opportunity to be a part of a center that has such a legacy, and it will continue to grow that legacy over time.
Many people say, East and West, home is best. I would say, East and West, Birck is best. On one hand, Birck is a center with the greatest and latest research facilities. The more I travel around the country and also around the world, the more I'm convinced in it. Nowadays, it's impossible to do breakthrough science with just bare hands and on the knee. It's a must for a good scientist to be well equipped with the most advanced instrumentation. And that's what part of the Birck is about. On the other side, Birck is people, multidisciplinary, sharing, diverse community, and I'm really thankful to be part of the group doing breakthrough research in the directions of nanophotonics and metamaterials. Here I gained and still gaining very unique experience of going through the whole chain of the research process, starting with coming up with the idea, drawing it on the napkin somewhere in the coffee shop, then doing theoretical estimations or calculations. After that, more rigorous numerical simulations in clusters, going to the clean room, fabricating the sample there, then doing the characterization, and finally setting up the experiment in order to observe new phenomena or maybe build a new device. Of course, we go back and forth in this chain to optimize the conditions of the experiment, but at the end you can see there is a huge contrast looking at something what was just drawn on the napkin and what is experimentally observed. And we believe that this new piece of knowledge will one day be found in the textbook, or people will use it in their everyday life. And as an example, I would like to start with my favorite piece of equipment here. It is scanning electron microscope S4800 Hitachi. At the beginning, I was treating it as something usual, as something which every scientist has, until I visited a workshop on the material research analysis, and this workshop was held in one of the most advanced material research centers in the country. And in the section about scanning electron microscope, I was really amazed to hear that the most valuable piece of equipment that they have is exactly this Hitachi S4800. And only the most experienced researchers are allowed to use it. And since then, I'm treating every part of the equipment here in Birck as something special. And I feel a huge privilege to do research here. Last but not the least, Birck is a very comfortable environment. It's like home. I should say that most of my time I spend here, even on weekends. I really like to come to Birck, and there is a small secret I should admit, that I have here in my office more food than I have in my apartment. And as every good home, we have loving and caring mom. This is Mary Jo. I call her as my American mom, and if I have some small or big problems, she's the person I come to get an advice. And we have a tradition that every morning before the beginning of the work we meet to give a hug to each other. So I would like to repeat again that I'm really happy to be part of the Birck community, and East and West, Birck is best.
Hello, my name is Patrick McCarthy. I got my master's with Dr. Masa Rao and PhD with Tim Fisher. And when I think about all the cool stuff I got to do at Birck during my 6 years there, I mostly keep coming back to the fact that almost none of it would have been possible without all the great staff there at Birck. So I mostly just wanted to say thank you to all you guys. You do great work, and I can't thank you guys enough for everything that I was able to accomplish with your help. And if there's any students out there listening who haven't figured it out yet, these guys are your best resource for doing any kind of experimental work, and they want to be your ally. And if you haven't figured that out yet, that's on you. So seek them out and thank them when they help you. So congrats on a good 10 years, and best of luck moving forward. And thank you again to everybody that helped me along the way.
Hello, folks. This is Baratundi Kola, Associate Professor at the Georgia Institute of Technology, and I want to wish the Birck Nanotechnology Center a very, very happy 10th birthday. I wouldn't be where I am today without the Birck Nanotechnology Center. It was the reason that I went to Purdue University to work with Tim Fisher and his group, but also to be one of the first students to have an office in the Birck Nanotechnology Center. I actually think I was the first student, at least I tell people this, I was the first student to move into the Birck Nanotechnology Center. And I remember shortly after that, on the official ribbon cutting, having the opportunity to meet the dignitaries, to meet Mike Birck. I know he passed away earlier this year. He would be so pleased to know the impact that his center has had on the students, faculty, and staff over these wonderful 10 years. I can honestly say that I wouldn't be where I am today without the friendships, the lessons learned, the mentorship that I received in the Birck Nanotechnology Center. A truly wonderful place. I miss it. Grad school was one of the best times of my life, and part of that was being in the Birck Nanotechnology Center. And I hope that other students there now and into the future get to continually benefit from the culture in the Birck Nanotechnology Center and what it can offer in terms of training you in the field of nanotechnology. So Birck, I wish you a happy 10th birthday. I wish you many more after this, and hope to get back there to visit one day soon. It's been a long time. But I'm not going to leave yet. I have a few more things. You hear that? What is that? Skipping hot, double knees, can't stop, Moore's law, no pop, move, beat, reduce the drop. What? Oh, cheese on that chip. So some of you remember that when I graduated, Steve Hodson, Bob Sayer, and I, we made this rap, throw C&Ts on that chip, and I still have fond memories of performing the full version of that rap in the Birck Nanotechnology Center. A great time. I never finished the music video that we shot in the clean room and in the halls, but maybe one day we'll finish that. So that said, happy birthday, Birck. Hope you all enjoy your celebration, and wish I was there with you, but hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
My name is Justus Ndekaife. I'm a PhD candidate in the School of Electrical and Computer Engineering, and I've been conducting research in Birck for the past 3 years. I work with Professor Alexandra Botaseva and John Nana, and we've been collaborating with Professor Steve Riley, Professor Milad Alucozai, and Alexander Kedishev, who are also members of the Birck affiliated faculty. My research in Birck has focused on developing new lab-on-a-chip devices for trapping and manipulating very tiny objects. And these objects could be over 1,000 times smaller than the thickness of the human hair. And I've enjoyed great success in my research thanks to the outstanding faculty members that I've had the opportunity of working with, and also several smart students who are affiliated with Birck, whom I've had the opportunity of interacting with. So working in Birck, I've enjoyed a lot of great success in my research. I've published several high-profile journals, and very recently, my most recent work was published in Nature Nanotechnology. And this journal publishes articles of the highest quality and impact in the field of nanotechnology and nanoscience. And one of the things that I've really enjoyed working in Birck is the strongest support group from the staff and fellow students. The Birck staffs give us, the students, a lot of nice trainings on how to use the facilities. And Birck is well equipped with state-of-the-art facilities for research and technology development. And this has had tremendous impact in my research. For me, I think Birck is a place where you come with some dreams, but then you end up having even bigger dreams, and the resources to realize those dreams are present. And beyond doing groundbreaking research, I've also had the opportunity of serving as a leader. Currently, I'm the president of the Nanotechnology Student Advisory Council at the Birck Nanotechnology Center. We organize activities through the student organization to promote the overall professional experience of grad students who are affiliated with Birck beyond their immediate research experience. And examples of activities that we've been organizing include research symposiums, or presentation meetings for talking about research. And this is aimed at bringing students together so that they can interact with one another. And hopefully, this could continue to help in furthering multidisciplinary research, which is very, very important for solving grand challenges. For me, my experience at Birck has been a truly life-changing adventure. And I'd like to say thank you, Birck, and a happy 10-year anniversary.
So I was a PhD student in mechanical engineering working at the Birck Nanotechnology Center from 2006 to 2011 with Professor Tim Fisher. During that time, I focused on developing techniques for micro and nanoscale thermal property measurements. But one of the great things about Birck was that it's a very multidisciplinary center, and that allowed me to not only work with people in mechanical engineering, but also people in electrical engineering and material science, which meant I was able to do a wide array of work. For example, I was able to work on carbon nanotube transistor development, solar cells with improved efficiency using carbon nanotubes, and a whole host of other things that I wouldn't have been able to do if I were in a major specific laboratory. So I think that was one of the fantastic things about being at Birck. I think one of the interesting things is I may have been one of the first unofficial visitors to Birck. Back in 2005, when I was looking at graduate schools, I'd come out to Purdue for a Purdue Notre Dame football game and happened to send Professor Fisher an email to see if he could show me around his labs, and he was gracious enough to come in on a Saturday morning and show me the building while all the equipment was still being moved in. So two of the exciting things that I was able to be involved in during my time at Birck was Nano Days and also being an ambassador to the Birck Nanotechnology Center. So with Nano Days, we brought in hundreds of local elementary, middle school, and high school kids to teach them about nanotechnology. It was an incredibly large event. This is a nationwide event, and we had one of the largest. And I served actually as the financial chair, helping to bring in funds to get food for the staff, the volunteers, and the visitors to the facilities, as well as fund some of the exhibits. I was also involved as a Birck Nanotechnology Center ambassador, where we give tours to local schools, to visiting faculty members, and also to politicians and other people coming through Purdue. I think that it's very important to highlight the work done at Birck because of the high impact that you see coming out of the research in that facility. So since leaving Birck, my career has actually gone a different direction away from micro and nanoscale research into more bulk materials at Sandia National Laboratories. But I think that the foundation that was instilled in me during my time at Birck has really helped me become a better researcher in my career. I think that a few other things that you really learn at Birck that you might not learn at other places is a safety culture. So Birck has a fantastic safety culture, unlike that seen in other universities and other areas around even Purdue University and other places in industry and academia as well. So lastly, I'd like to thank the faculty of the Birck Nanotechnology Center and especially thank the staff. Without the staff, the facility wouldn't function at the level that it does. They are instrumental and key to making sure that all the equipment is up and running, fixing anything that breaks, and assisting anyone that has questions regarding experimental setup or any other questions that they may have. So I'd like to say congratulations on 10-year anniversary to Birck. I'm sure that the future will hold great discoveries that come out of the center, and I look forward to reading about those in the future.
I'm Amr Mohammed. I'm a third-year PhD student at Electrical Engineering Department. I'm working with Professor Ali Shakouri on nanoscale heat transport. Important discoveries wouldn't have been possible without interdisciplinary research. At Birck, this is achievable by encouraging collaboration between different research groups. During 3 years as a research assistant at Birck, I have collaborated with more than 5 research groups on my projects, exchanging experience and knowledge with different research groups was very fruitful for the projects I worked on. But it's not only research, it's also about outreach activities like Nano Days event, where students from K to grade 12 comes to enjoy hands-on experience with the nano world through many activities. With the passion you see in their eyes, you feel very proud to be part of such event. Special thanks to Mary Jo, that one of the very helpful people at Birck, and really I'm appreciating every moment. Thank you, Birck, and happy 10-year anniversary.
Hello, my name is Anand Vadlamani, and I'm a PhD student in the School of Nuclear Engineering at Purdue. I work in the Bioelectrics and Electrophysics lab in Birck for Dr. Alan Garner. I'm a pulse power physicist, and I work on the effect of plasmas and pulsed electric fields on biological systems like cancer and stem cells. So if I had to sum up Birck in one word, it would be collaboration. I work here with people with backgrounds ranging from the biological sciences till high voltage engineering. They're professors who have had decades of experience, and they're grad students who've just started their grad school careers. And it's got people who work on nanoscale in a physical sense, nanometers, all the way to people like our lab, which focuses on the nano on a time scale. We work on nanosecond electric fields. When you combine all of this with people who are from all over the world and from schools all over the United States and everywhere else, you have a really rich and diverse background in which you can conduct research in. And that can lead to some amazing collaborations. So one aspect I really liked about Birck when I first started working there is the amount of equipment which is present there and how easy it is to access it. Once you're trained on it and you speak to the person handling that lab, not only does it save your research group a lot of time and money from having to buy and set up that equipment, but all of the other equipment which is provided saves significant time and costs in terms of supply chain management and procurement of supplies just to keep a lab running. Compared to other places I work, at Birck, when all of this is provided for you, it frees up so much of your time to focus exclusively on getting your research done, gathering the data, and spending time to analyze that. And plus, you're doing common activities which are common to other researchers who might be working on something totally different, but they share this aspect of their work with you. So that again could lead to collaboration, or at least you learn a new aspect every day, which you didn't apply before to your research. I originally came to my lab with the idea of applying very powerful nanosecond burst electric fields to cancer cells. But as I started to discuss our initial discoveries with biologists and people from health science and my professor, who is a nuclear engineer with an electrical engineering background, we started to hear ideas about how it would be exciting to apply this to stem cells and diabetic cells and other pancreatic cells, and that's where the true essence of collaboration comes in. As an engineer, all I focused on was building a database and gathering data, while the biologists, when they saw the effects of these fields on cells, they got excited about all the potential applications in the body, which never occurred to us as engineers. And so just having a cup of coffee with someone at Birck, or just having a random discussion for 5 minutes in a corridor, can lead to collaborations and future publications, which I think is amazing. I would like to thank the staff at Birck and congratulate them, and all of the scientists and students and professors who've been a part of this facility for the last decade. Birck has produced a really large number of publications over the last couple of years, and some of them are really high impact, and it kind of sums up Purdue's slogan of what we do moves the world forward. It is true in a sense, and I'm excited to see what's going to come out of here in the future, because I'm sure Birck is going to produce some amazing and really innovative discoveries in the next decade. So I'm just glad, I thank Birck and my professor for letting me be a part of this, because every time I walk into my lab at Birck, I'm surrounded by people with different diverse backgrounds who are all extremely smart, who have good expertise in their field. And it's always, you're in a good place when you walk into a room and you're not the smartest person there, because you're going to learn something new every single day. And for that and the stuff I've learned at Birck, thank you, and hey, happy 10th birthday.